you gotta stop worrying about how many zombies we're killing, man. This is take 15. It's gotta work this time, all right? Okay, look. I'll put a disclaimer at the beginning of the video. I'm just gonna say something like, no zombie was harmed or killed in the making of this video, and everyone's just gonna read it and move on, man. They're not gonna think twice. They're gonna be like, oh, good on them, and then that's it, you know? And yeah, sure, yeah, me and you know that we killed hundreds and hundreds of zombies to make this video, but like, no one's gonna find out, man. This is the entertainment business. It's how it works. So just get over it, all right? It's gonna be fine. Our mics on? Our mics on right now. Oh god. Okay. All right. Look, I'll go out there. I'll talk to him. I'll smooth it over. All right. Here. All right. I'll go at it. I'll go. Hey. How's it going, everybody? Oh man. Oh, that's crazy. My name is Absalom, and welcome to my channel. This is the These Aren't Easter Eggs video, and yeah, not the intro I thought I'd be having here, but here we are. You know what, Scarlett? Let's just skip the intro altogether, and can you roll the Easter egg video for me, please?
The Easter egg, once believed to be only a myth, has now caused many people to fixate on the wonders from beyond. Pain and turmoil have now befallen those who seek its secrets, until one sunny, swell day, years later, what can only be known as the Zombies community was now changed forever. This day was to be remembered because, golly, the first Easter egg was found. Ascending all beliefs, players rocketed to be the next to experience the powers behind solving the unknown. Today, the Zombies community has evolved far beyond what was believed to be possible all those years ago. Easter egg is something a player should not take lightly. It lurks in the darkness and waits for its salvation.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, okay, all right. Who turned off the projector in the middle of the video? Was it you? What's your name? Bruno, right? Yeah, was it you?
Oui.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're fired. Bye. Okay. Bye. Yeah. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I know you're all trying to watch a video on zombies, and I guess I was just hoping to step up my production value today for this one, but clearly surrounded by amateurs, I've just got to do everything myself. So look, we'll just have to finish up the video back at my personal studio. So let's just head back there. We'll reconvene, and we'll pick up where we left off. All right.
A few moments later.
All right, welcome back. I'm here in my personal studio, and all right, yes, my personal studio is in my garage. That's in my home where I live, and sure, things could be going a lot better for me. Like I could have access to all the fancy makeup like I did back in the studio because I look really different now. And you know what? But I'm making do. And this video is gonna be this video is gonna be the best video it's ever been on YouTube. And I've got my cameraman here, Phil, who's not my neighbor at all, and he, whatever. Don't ask questions. Stop it. So let's just get into what this video is gonna be about. And here we go. Alright, so in today's video, I'm going to be going through the most questionable things in Black Ops 4 Zombies. These are things that I've had people send ideas about or ask about, and despite what they look like, they just simply aren't Easter eggs. So I wanted to make this video today to really put together some research to show why they're not Easter eggs. So I'll be starting with the simplest one and then working my way up to the crazier ones. So let's get started with the very first non-Easter egg that takes place on Tag Your Toten. Alright, so this first clip is sent in by my friend Misty, and I really appreciate her find here, and oh, come on, Phil. Phil, what was the one thing I asked you to do?
I don't know.
It was when I go to a clip, I need you to full screen it, man. It's going to look ridiculous. All right, can you just full screen it for me, please, Phil?
Hang on.
All right, thank you, Phil. All right, so anyways, in Tag Your Toten, if you make your way up to the facility and you go to specimen storage, some of you may already know this, but there is a photo of the grand stairs that can be found on Voyage of Despair that is on the ground here next to the mailbox. So I don't think anyone was really thinking that this is some crazy Easter egg, but in case you were a little bit suspicious on this Chaos Ether crossover, I can definitely confirm that it is not an Easter egg. So basically, when they use this style mailbox in these photos in Voyage of Despair, they basically created a group of items or a series of items. And so what a lot of game developers will do is they'll make one item and then a bunch of items to go with that they can use and duplicate throughout the game to save a lot of time and not have to make up different items for every single room in the map. They can just duplicate it. So that's all this is they made a mailbox group of items and they said these photos of Voyage go with this mailbox. And so when they used it in Tag, it was more of just an error or a mistake in a way, because they just left that item in. And I don't really think it was intentional, but I think that was all that was. It's just that it's a group of items that they duplicated in Tag to save some time. You can also find several things on Voyage in Alpha Omega and other places like that, like the Rocking Horse. So it's not the first time, but this one's the first time that we have a photo of a Chaos map. And so I wanted to address the Chaos Ether crossover possible Easter egg. So I don't think it's an Easter egg. I think it's a group of items. All right, so one down and a few more to go. Phil, you think you can handle this next one?
Yep.
Oh, buddy, that was rhetorical. But you know what? Go ahead and cue up the next clip. And you're doing great, Phil. But yeah, for this next clip, I'm going to be combining several things into one category. So all of these items have been debated on and talked about, and with the amount of times I've been asked about these, I wanted to go over them once and for all. So all of these items have one thing in common, which disqualifies them as Easter eggs, which is their programming. So in Black Ops 4, they made items that move in order to add a sense of realism to explosive weapons. For example, there's items like the statue skull on Dead of the Night or the pink elephants that move, but it's nothing more than the texture programming. Now, I could list a lot more items that are featured throughout the game, however, the community has been drawn to these items in particular, so I wanted to mention them once again. Now, there's another item in this group that's had my attention for some time, which is the clipboards on Alpha Omega. Now, you might not be super aware of this, but when this map first dropped, these clipboards actually spawned in different locations. On top of that, they were also able to move, so naturally we thought this was something suspicious. However, once the game was patched, these clipboards ended up being just a texture glitch, and they only spawn in one location. To make matters even more final, these actually were imported from Black Ops 3 from the map Ascension. Now, the last item I'm including in the texture glitches is the blue rock on 9. This is nothing more than an error in the code, and in fact, the entire wall is missing a surface in the code, and the blue rock is a visual glitch that's been there since release. Also, to further my point, all of these items can be found in custom mutations. Now, I know none of these items are really that special, but I did want to include them in this video due to the overwhelming amount of confusion that I'm getting over items and textures in Black Ops 4. Alright, 2 non-Easter eggs down, and between me and you, Phil, dude, I think I'm absolutely killing this video. Like, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think I'm going to be an overnight YouTube star, like a sensation. I bet you they've already forgotten about that crazy mishap we had earlier on set. Like, I know you weren't there, Phil, but like, dude, they overheard everything about how many zombies we killed to make this video, and it was crazy. Like, the only thing that saved us is I had this throwaway Easter egg clip that, you know, completely distracted him with this funny voice. If it wasn't for that clip, I don't know where I'd be. And of course, you're gonna edit this part out, but like, what I'm trying to say is that you're doing good, I'm doing good, let's keep killing this video, and I think at the end of the day, people are gonna really remember this one, you know? So, I'm gonna get back in there, but you keep doing your thing. Alright, so that's all for these simple Easter eggs. Now let's get into the more juicy ones, starting with a technical one on Blood of the Dead. This next one is actually an Easter egg, but not how people think. This afterlife box on Blood of the Dead is used to free you from the jail cells during the main Easter egg. However, the fact that you can light it up during the game has had many people wonder if it's an Easter egg for quite some time. Now, you might be aware of the cipher that's located on the face of it, making this box actually part of a cipher Easter egg. However, sadly, the shocking of the box is also tied to this cipher Easter egg. The reason for this is that the dial for the meter on the box is actually covering up the left side of the cipher. When you shock the box, it moves the lever from left to right, allowing you to read the left side of the cipher. Now, the cipher is actually the same on all 3 Afterlife boxes, and you might be wondering why you can't just use one of the other boxes. Well, that's because when you shock the other ones, they permanently stay lit, and then the glow of the machine actually covers up the cipher entirely. So what makes this Afterlife box special is that once you shock it, it'll actually run out of power after 15 seconds, and then the glow will go away, allowing you to read the entire cipher. So sadly, being able to shock this box in game doesn't lead to anything further because it's only part of the cipher Easter egg and the main Easter egg, making this the only item in the entire game that's actually a non-Easter egg as well as an Easter egg. Alright, so that's 3 down and we got 1 more to go, and I promise you I saved the best one for last. This one is really, really crazy, just like my neighbors across the street who are trying to build a pyramid in their house. Like, how does that even work? Plus, they're always talking about how they need more power. Like, how much power does one person need, you know? Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm getting sidetracked. Anyways, here's the last video that takes place on the map 9. Alright, so this is by far one of the craziest non-Easter eggs that I've ever seen. This is incredibly misleading, and I wanted to bring light to it so that no one wastes their time when they're hunting it and ultimately gets frustrated over a dead end. So on the map 9, there's a water pool in the Ra Temple. This has been something that many people have looked into, but nothing's ever really been linked to it outside of the glitch that was there when the game first came out that allowed you to be invisible to zombies whenever you stood in the water. However, what lies below the water pool is what's ranking number 1 in my book for the biggest non-Easter egg in Black Ops 4. So if you go to the bottom floor of Ra and you go directly below the water pool, there's 2 things that can happen. The first is if you train up zombies in that area, you're actually going to get a water sound that is identical to the sound effect on the Voyage of Despair floating zombies Easter egg. This sounds pretty wild when you're running through the bottom of the temple. However, the second thing that happens had me even more tripped up, which is when you kill them underneath the water pool, their bodies will actually disintegrate and float around in a slow-mo fashion, and to top things off, bubbles will actually emit from their bodies and start to float upwards towards the ceiling. So yes, this is pretty crazy, but I can take it one more step further. When you kill a Blight Father underneath the water pool, the bubbles, instead of being white, they will actually be yellow. So now I'm going to let you see and hear what it looks like whenever you're doing this properly. Alright, so that covers everything on the craziest visual glitch in Black Ops 4. I promise you guys this is not an Easter egg, however it is pretty fun to mess around with nonetheless. Alright, so that's everything for the non-Easter eggs in Black Ops 4. I hope this video answers any of the questions you might have had, but if you have any further questions, feel free to message me in the comments and I'll be happy to answer those. But thank you guys so much for sticking with me as I move from studio to studio, and a big thanks to Phil for being my last minute camera guy today. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Absalom, and I hope to see you in my next video. And that's a wrap. Yeah, go ahead and cut it there. Phil, whenever you're editing this later, can you make sure you take out everything that we talked about earlier? And, oh yeah, and my friend Diego just wouldn't stop whining earlier before we started filming. So can you just put a disclaimer at the start of the video that says something about how we don't kill zombies? Like, I don't know what it said. Just, I trust you, and just make it look good. But, yeah, good work today. You know, I guess tomorrow this will go live, and, I'll be kind of famous. So, yeah. But well, I gotta go inside. So you'll be good, right? You'll be fine. Yeah, you'll be fine. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? A nuke goes off in our neighborhood and kills everyone? Like that'll happen.